And a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is match day. Peach Belt Conference women's soccer action. Thanks for joining us here on the Surge Sports Network. Visitors tonight, the 4th-ranked Flagler College Saints. The Saints clad in their predominantly black road kits tonight. Nice big white numbers on the back and that kind of crimson Saint red accenting the uniforms and the shorts, black socks. They'll, as you can tell, the Saints in the first half of action will be attacking from right to left on your screen. The Lady Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern State University, the hosts of tonight's matchup. We've got all kinds of information and stats to share with you about the two teams. And Peyton Johnson is going to take the initial kick. Keeper tries to keep it in play. A nice diving effort, but off the mitt and into the corner. Georgia Southwestern will take tonight's first corner kick. Lady Hurricanes with their white Adidas kits. Little collegiate gold on the sleeves, the navy shorts, and a team cause. The Lady Hurricanes have an internal cause that they're playing for, and a family member in their thoughts wearing their pink socks as they have been for the last few matches. The Saints come into play tonight undefeated. There's a reason why they're number 4 in the country, 12-0 for Flagler, 6-0 in Peach Belt Conference play, and they're on the attack quickly in this one. Get a throw in on the far side. Georgia Southwestern with the Lady Hurricanes with a record of 3-9-1 overall. The Lady Hurricanes in search of their first Peach Belt Conference win of the fall, the 0-6 mark for the Lady Hurricanes. We will run down the starting 11. We were having a little bit of technical difficulty at the beginning to get there on the air a little bit earlier than we had hoped for. But the good news is we made it just in time for the start of the national anthem and kickoff of tonight's Peach Belt Conference match. Thanks for making us a part of it. Again, you are watching us on the Surge Sports Network. The home and hub is our YouTube channel right here, right now, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics, if you're not one of our 900-plus subscribers and you'd like to stay involved with Hurricane Athletics, just hit that little GSW logo down in the right-hand corner of your screen, or there's also the red subscribe button, depending on what kind of device you're watching tonight's matchup. Corner kick for the Saints. Hands up, kick is away. Line drive in front of the net. Bouncing around, a couple of headers still up in the air. The ball hasn't the ground. The bicycle kick is going to miss the mark, and the Lady Hurricanes will get a goal kick. Starting 11 tonight for the 4th-ranked Saints. We'll run it down numerically for you, and we'll just to get through everything quickly, we'll just give you name and number again starting with the lowest number, working our way up. The goalkeeper tonight for Flagler is number 1, Sarah Lisa Dubell. Joining her on the pitch, number 2, Allie Ritter. Number 3, Hannah Dolores. Number 4, Annie Habib. Number 5, Sarah Carr. Number 7, Charlene Nowotny. Number 9, Maria Castorino Majica. Number 10, Sarah Sandberg. Number 18, Bryn Wexler. Number 20, Shannon Matei. And number 26, Lorena Lopez. The head coach of the Saints is Ashley Martin. We'll go ahead and introduce you to the Lady Hurricanes. Again, numerically from low to high. The goalkeeper tonight for Georgia Southwestern is number 1, Hannah Marone. Joining her on the pitch, number 2, Lisbeth Cervantes. Number 5 is Elisa Barr. Number 8, Allison Rugel. Number 11, Layla Ahmed. Number 12 is Brenna Mendonça. Number 13, freshman Emma Carter. Number 14, freshman Geraldine Alvarez. Number 16, Laura Duran Blanco. Number 17, Ashlyn Baker. And number 20, freshman Peyton Johnson. Head coach of the Lady Hurricanes in his third season is Enrique Rodriguez. His assistant, Katie Roberts. Katie played collegiately at the University of Buffalo up until 2014. Saints will swing it around to the far side of the field. GSW been holding up. Done a good job to keep the ball primarily in the middle part of the field here in the early going. Again, just not even 10 minutes into this one. Quick throw in from the Saints. Now they'll move it down. Nice soft kick. Here comes the cross, the turn, the shot, and a goal for the Saints. Just like that, as I was talking about it, it just takes that blink of an eye. And the Saints attack quickly. Nice exchange, a nice lead pass in, and then, of course, the cross to Sarah Sandberg, who finished it off for the goal. So probably a double assist on that one. A good job by the Saints to put it the back of the net. Flagler goal scored by number 10, Sarah Sandberg. Back in action now. Well, we'll tell you more about Sandberg a little bit later, as she is the one of several weapons, but one of the best in the country at scoring goals for sure. Her goals a game average, we'll show you that here in just a little bit, one of the tops in NCAA Division II. But that is goal number 16 of the season for Sandberg. Goal number 16. Just to put that in perspective, the Lady Hurricanes as a team have 15 goals this season. So Sandberg lights out, and the early score. Yep. Yeah, we'll wait. Why don't we go? How about a little bit more information on the Saints, a little deeper dive into Flagler College. For those of you unaware of our Peach Belt Conference friend and foe tonight, the Saints located in St. Augustine, Florida. Last time out, they won 4-0 against Georgia College. Again, that was a Sunday match, just like the Lady Hurricanes had to move their match to Sunday because of the weather. Sarah Sandberg, you see her bullet point, second in Division II for goals per game, 1.25, and now she's got one already in this one. Nowotny, another lady to keep an eye on in the starting lineup tonight. Her number 7, Nowotny. Why do we want to keep an eye on her? Well, she does a pretty good job getting the ball to Sandberg. First in Division II in assists per game, also at 1.25 per contest. So again, these are tops in the country coming in their respective categories, and that's a little look at the Flagler Saints, tonight's opponent for the Lady Hurricanes. Kick to the side from Morone off the mark of her intended teammate, and it scoots out of bounds for a throw-in for the Saints. Going to set the ball, try to get it in, decides to tap it to an opponent. Can't get it there in time, so the Lady Hurricanes do their best to clear it out of the 18, but it'll roll back. And a corner kick coming up for the Saints. Don't forget, fans, if you'd like to follow along with the live stats feed for tonight's broadcast, there's a slight delay, but the live stats link, here's the kick is away from the corner, up, bouncing around. Saints will have to regroup right at the middle. They'll flick it back. Here's trouble, going to get a shot off. Whistle blown, and offsides is the call. But the live stats link is in the description of today's broadcast, so if you click on the women's soccer versus Flagler, expand that down, and you'll get a link to today's live stats feed directly. You can open that up in another window in your browser. Make sure you follow along and track your favorite player or team tonight. All these links, of course, are available on the websites of both schools. GSWCanes.com is the Hurricanes website, GSWCanes.com, or you can go to the Saints Athletic webpage as well. Even that of the Peach Belt Conference. Lots of ways that you can connect with us tonight and follow along the action. Whistle blown. Foul on Flagler is going to lead to a free kick for the Lady Hurricanes. That's Emma Carter that takes the kick. Passes bouncing around as the Lady Hurricanes work to get it back up towards the midfield stripe. Nice soft and lofting pass down the right to the right corner, trying to get it to Johnson. Defender quickly closes in and is there first for the Saints. Little hop from the referee trying to get out of the way. It wasn't. Looks like he maybe didn't need to make the jump, but that's okay. You never know where the ball is going to go when you're in the midst of the melee. Saints will send it back and regroup. Take a look at the field, and the keeper Dubell between the pipes tonight for, as she has been all season long for the Saints. Well, I don't know if we have St. Augustine type weather tonight, a little bit chillier in Americus. Finally starting to feel like fall. Here's the cross. Bouncing around off the chest. The second shot. Ooh, a bullet that screams over the crossbar. And we'll have our first substitution of the match. Let's take a look at how these two teams stack up stats-wise coming into play tonight. Again, the undefeated Saints ahead in all categories with a substantial lead, and as they have dominated most of their opponents tonight. We'll try to get that graphic back up if we can. The Lady Hurricanes will look to make a sub at the next opportunity. Eduarda Gisti, the sophomore from Sao Paulo, Brazil, waiting to check in for Georgia Southwestern. Hey, a little shot there. Diving effort to the side and a save made by Dubell. Lady Hurricanes getting off a shot on goal here, but good save by Dubell. Current temperatures in America, 67 degrees, clear skies. Not a whole lot of breeze, just a cool feel to the air, but the winds are northeast 2 miles an hour, so I am being told. And again, 67 degrees at kickoff. Saints turn. Johnson has it now. She'll send it back. Carter to Barr. Getting it down. Bouncing into Marone. One hop pickup for Hannah's going to wait for her teammates to get a little farther down the field, and this one she'll punt over the midfield line. Very good. Back to Dubell, and we'll bring it over to the near side in our broadcast tower. Flagler College bench is to my right here in the broadcast tower. So if you're getting it in stereo as the two coaches yell out instructions to their team, you should be hearing Coach Rodriguez in your left ear. Still can't get Justy into the match as she's waiting for her opportunity to check in. Ball going. That one will stay in play. Mate will send it back to the keeper, and they'll bring it up to Wexler. Lady Hurricane is going to need a little help. Saints with some space to work now. We'll send it down to the corner. Habib down in there for the Saints, down in the far corner. Will get a throw in. Now a corner kick. Drops it off short, and now they'll try to get towards the goal. A little good defense by the Lady Hurricanes to punch it out of the zone for just a moment. Throw in coming up for Flagler. Oh, they actually call a foul on the Lady Hurricanes, so a free kick rather will be where we'll go with this one. Way across the field, the Saints will set up. Whistle blown, hand is up, and the kick is away. Nice ball inside. The header there, looks like Marone just had to knock it out of bounds. Nope. While there is a fair smattering of Florida players on this school, as we mentioned, based in St. Augustine, there's a good number of players on the roster from just different parts around the world. Quick scan of the roster will show you Germany, Florida, North Carolina, West Virginia, Spain, Germany, Maryland, Paraguay, Sweden, Florida, Vermont, Ohio, Sweden, Florida, Tennessee, Florida, Mexico, and Jacksonville, Florida. So diverse roster for Coach Martin. Shot deflected. Baker hurting after that one a little bit, holding her side. Took a bullet for the team on that one. Now Johnson's down in the corner. That will be a throw-in. And now Justi will finally get to make her way onto the pitch. You can go down there. Go to that one. Oh, or whatever. Yeah. Nope, never mind. So making her way down. For the throw, Emma Carter in the corner for the Lady Hurricanes. Will take the throw in. Middle of the field, lots of room to dribble up. And now leave it off for number 9. Foul called on the Lady Hurricanes, and that was Castorino Majica who was trying to regain possession of the ball here with just under 22 minutes to go until the break. Here comes the kick. Good ball headed away by the Lady Hurricanes. Look like it'll be another corner kick. As they head down to the corner for the kick, another peek at those the team comparison and look at the stats. Obviously, heavily again in favor of the Saints in all categories except for saves. Lady Hurricanes have had to make 60. Whereas DeBell only 37. We go back to the action. Ball bouncing around off the corner kick. 45 goals. You can keep it up there for a second. 45 goals, if you didn't see it, 45-15, and now 46-15 in favor of the Saints. 127 shots on goal, 76 for the Lady Hurricanes. Substitution coming in for a wave of substitutions. 6, 8, 16, and 17 checking in. Number 6. Conchi Sanchez. Number 8 is Chloe Byrne. 16, Josephine Nielsen. And number 17 is Emily Brandt. So some fresh legs in for probably the next 20 minutes for the Saints. GSW has allowed opponents 86 shots on goal. The Saints have a stingy 45. Opponents have only scored 8 goals all season off of Flagler. Lady Hurricanes have allowed 26 goals. Again, Marone has had to make 60 saves, 37 for Flagler. Save percentage also favoring the Saints, and we'll do our keeper comparison in just a little bit. The next opportunity. Whistle blown. Offsides called on the Saints, and GSW will put the ball down and kick it away here. But before they do, let's take a quick peek at the Lady Hurricanes coming into play tonight. It's a tough loss on Sunday against Young Harris. Lady Hurricanes played so well against the Mountain Lions. Went into second overtime, and about 4 minutes in, they surrendered the golden goal, and Young Harris escapes Americus with a 1-0 win. Allison Rugel is a player to keep an eye on for the Lady Hurricanes. Number 8 is third in the Peach Belt with her 5 assists this season. And our goalkeeper, Hannah Marone, she leads the Peach Belt with those 60 saves we were talking about earlier. So look at the Lady Hurricanes coming into play tonight. Good ball. She'll bring it back towards the middle. The left-footed kick is deflected. It'll roll out of the 18 and kicked away for a throw-in. Down in near the corner, maybe 5-10 yards up from the corner flag. Little give and go with the Saints. Can't break through on that exchange, so they'll reset, take it back to the middle. And now, good move by Johnson as she tries to get it out there for Justi, but a little too much pace on it, and the Saints are back in possession. Looking forward to showing you the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, our SAC group on campus. Little fundraiser for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the charity of Peach Belt Conference. Pie a Hurricane. So we are told that several of our coaches are here, and several of their players perhaps are holding dollar bills to smear their face with whipped cream. So we'll see what that. We'll do our best to get you some of that action from. Well, it'll be on the other side of the field, but we'll do our best to zoom in and let you enjoy a little bit of that at the halftime break. Of course, we'll have a little music playing in the background, and YouTube, not a fan of our music, so we'll have to mute it, but you'll at least be able to see the action at the half about 15 minutes from now. Good ball. Now she'll have a chance. Oh. Hustle by the Lady Hurricanes to kick it out. Shot will sail out. Marone goes to get the ball. That'll be a perfect chance for us to do our keeper comparison before she kicks it away. Quick look at the stats between tonight's two goalkeepers, Dubell and Marone. There's a comparison. Marone with a little more time between the pipes, as the Lady Hurricanes have played one extra game. A stingy 0.6 goals against average for Sarah Lisa Dubell. 37 saves, 7 goals allowed. Marone, that number keeps dipping down as she's now under 2. 1.94 for Marone on the goals against average. 60 saves, 26 goals allowed for the Georgia Southwestern keeper. Throw in coming. Ooh, that ball squirts through. Good effort to set one up for a score for the Saints, but no can do. We'll reset it. And a goal kick coming up for Georgia Southwestern. 13.5 to go until the break. Marone brings it, but there's pressure on, and that forces an errant kick as she had to be a little bit more accurate and quick with the feed out to the side to Carter. That was number 4, Habib, charging in for the Saints to force the error from Marone. Here's the kick back right to the middle. No chance to turn. The Lady Hurricanes kick it away. Popped up in the air. And another peek again, one last chance. If you didn't get a chance, we'll take another quick look at, again, tonight's keeper comparison. Marone did some excellent work for the Lady Hurricanes. We're good. In that game against Young Harris on Saturday, she made a few amazing saves to keep it scoreless, and not much she could do on the one that was kind of where they broke through the defense, had a good look, and not much Hannah could do on that game-winning score for the Mountain Lions, but did a heck of a job to keep it scoreless until that point. Again, it was about 4 minutes into the second overtime period. Throw in coming for the Lady Hurricanes. Saints will bring it back to the midfield area just under our broadcast tower before they swing it back. Dubell up to feed it off to the side. Schuste with a nice exchange there to get it to Rugel. Marone will go out and get it. Punt from Marone comes down right at midfield, but quickly back in the attacking zone for the Saints. Chance to get around. Nice pass back. The Cole Marone with the save. Ooh. One-timer off the, was that 18? No. Was that 10 again? No, you zoom out. No, it wasn't 10. Or maybe that was. Yeah. Excellent work to try to squeeze that one in the lower right corner, but Marone there to make the save. Keeps it a one-goal affair. Good pass there. She'll leave it out. Here's the kick. This one's going to kind of slice off of the right foot. And down from Marone for a goal kick. Well, we've already called her name out once this evening, Sarah Sandberg. That was coming into play today. A look at your top performers for both teams. An impressive 37 points for Sandberg. Not only does she have the 15 goals this season, now 16 goals. 31 shots on goal, and in case she's had any more, we'd check the live stats feed. But not only can she put the ball and find a way to get it into the back of the net, but she's there to dish it off to some teammates as well. 7 assists this season for Sandberg. Again, to help her get to her 37 points. Now she'll be up to 39 for the season. Allison Rugel's the Lady Hurricanes' top performer in the points category. She's got a couple of goals. 11 shots on goal. And as I mentioned earlier when we were looking at the Lady Hurricanes, 5 assists gets her on inside the top 10 of the Peach Belt. I think it was top 5. Remember what I put her at? 3rd. Yep, tie for 3rd with those 5 assists is Rugel. And that's how she gets to her 9 points so far. Team leading 9 points for the Lady Hurricanes. Look at your top performers coming in to action tonight. Following the Saints, look at the Lady Hurricanes, a chance to kick it away. As they've held up well, are trailing by a goal, but doing well to hang with the Saints so far in this one. Still got to see if a scoring opportunity will present itself. Try to even things up. This is a good. Saints on the move. They'll step in front of that one. No whistle blown. Play continues. Take a look. This one will get through. Marone will have a chance to go over and catch that spinning ball off the turf. And reset with 5.5 on the clock. High ball that just ends up bouncing off the turf. Chance to break through. Here come the Lady Canes. Shot from Johnson, up and stopped. This one's in the goal. Lady Hurricanes have evened it up. One apiece. Lady Hurricane goal scored by number 20, Peyton Johnson. Well, this isn't exactly how I think the Saints thought it was going to go tonight. And now there's a little extra life. Ooh, tough collision. Now there's a little extra life in the Hurricanes faithful here to watch this one. And they've started to chirp up a little bit. Still 4 minutes and, of course, plenty of time left, but GSW has delivered an early equalizer. A couple of Lady Canes have stayed on the turf extra long. We got to get her back up. Corner kick coming down. This one is away. Good ball to the back. The header. Marone with the save. There's the follow and in. Just like that. The Saints are back on top. This one scored again by Sarah Sandberg. Off the deflection, off the keeper from Marone. A goal for the Saints. 2-1 now your score. Flagler goal scored by number 10, Sarah Sandberg. And definitely a enthusiastic plea coming from the Flagler bench as their teammates trying to fire up the Saints on the pitch. Definitely some fire from the Flagler sidelines as they were trying to rally the girls on the field, and it led to an another quick score, and it didn't take long, but the Saints are back in the lead. Still a one-goal affair here with 3.5 to go until the break. Oh, this is a good ball. Quick chance to turn for number 4. The feed, thankfully off the, I believe it deflected off the mark. And GSW gets out of there. That was a good exchange. Potential for some trouble there. Long ball down here to number 9. Stayed busy. Carter has really done a good job to keep Castorino Majica in check so far in this one, the freshman for the Lady Hurricanes. Out of McDonough, Georgia. Got to catch up now. She's got some space to make a room. Carter's got to get there. She does. Forces back to the middle. And they will get the offsides. Coach Rodriguez pleading for that whistle to be blown, and it does. In fact, the flag does come down with 1:20 to go. Substitution for the Lady Hurricanes. Number 6, Lexi Henderson, checks in for the Lady Hurricanes. 1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute. Yeah, folks timed it out pretty good. Good little crowd starting to form over on the far side as the fans make their way in. I guess they came in time to pie a Hurricane. Here's the kick up. Lady Hurricanes pop it up in the air, but DeBell is there to pluck it out of the air and roll it back to a teammate and get it going the other way. Foul call, but they're going to have to bring it back, quickly put it down and go. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That'll do it for the first half of action. The fourth-ranked Saints with a 2-1 lead over the Lady Hurricanes. We'll set things up down on the field for our halftime entertainment. Oh, yeah, it's time to pie a Hurricane. They're going to set the tarp up, get the chair ready. We've got all kinds of GSW Athletic Department celebrities that are going to take a pie to the face tonight. We'll be back with more information in just a moment. So with that being said, we will send it off to the break. Before we go back, give them a chance to set it up. The pie a Hurricane down on their far end of the field. It'll probably be a little rough for you to see, but that's okay. Set your clock. We got about 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes on the clock for the halftime break eventually. And we'll be back. They haven't quite started it up yet. Halftime clock. Put that 15 minutes up. We've got a few words to share from some of our corporate partners. We thank all of them for their support. We could not do it without their community support, and a partner of Hurricane Athletics. We'll give them a chance to, a few of them, to share a little bit of information with you, and then we'll jump back. Also, we've got some good news from the land of the Hurricanes today. Real good news. Congratulations to a couple of our young ladies who were named to the team of academic distinction. Formerly the all-academic team, Lady Hurricanes cross-country runners Connie Lewis and Alex Exum, the senior and the sophomore respectively, named to the all-academic, team of academic distinction. That sounds so fancy this year. So we congratulate them on that for the Peach Belt Award that they received, as well as our men's golf team. Huge news, #1 in the country. And we'll have more about that after the break. But here is a few words from our sponsors.
At Zaxby's, there's nothing better than hand-breaded chicken. Unless it's hand-breaded chicken with sauce. From sweet to savory, mild to wild, even that world-famous Zax sauce. Whatever you're craving, we've got the sauce at Zaxby's.
Here is where we're from. Here made us who we are. Here is where we learn relationships are worth more than dollars can measure. It's a value that grows over time, strengthens under pressure, and thrives when serving others. We're Synovus, and we're here for our community because we live here too. Synovus, the bank of here.
At Zaxby's, chicken and delicious go hand in hand, as in hand-breaded, hand-seasoned, and handmade to order. There's only one place you can get chicken like that: Zaxby's.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fun break that we just had. 15 minutes, poof, just like that, gone, and we're back for the second half of action here between the fourth-ranked Saints from Flagler College and the Georgia Southwestern State University Lady Hurricanes. Yeah, a little delay there in getting our clock up and running here, but we've got you, not on our feed, but the game clock. Second half is, yes, a chilly night to get a face full of whipped cream. Things starting to cool off even further here at Hurricane Field. Taking a look at your first half statistics coming here at the break. Shots favoring the visiting Saints 13-4. Both teams have put 3 shots on goal. Corner kicks in favor of Flagler 8-1. Offsides, the Saints have been whistled for 3 offsides infractions. GSW has not been whistled yet. Fouls are even at 2 apiece. And that's a quick look. If you're just joining us, your scoring scenario. Oh, quick attack. Ooh, and look who was right around there. Sandberg was hovering, waiting to try to get the hat trick, but thankfully it bounces a little farther away towards the far post, and she cannot get there in time. Sarah Sandberg, who came into tonight's match with 15 goals, leading the Peach Belt Conference, has added to her tally. Her first came in tonight by Sandberg, and what a surprise. The assist, there's a goal right there. Quickly on the board again are the Saints. That goal scored by number 4, Annie Habib. 3-1 now in favor of the Saints. So first half scoring summary, Sandberg off the assist from Nowotny came at 7 in the 8th minute of tonight's match. GSW evened it up momentarily with a goal by freshman Peyton Johnson at just into the 41st minute. All squared away late in the half, but a quick answer about a minute and 15 seconds later, Sarah Sandberg struck yet again. 2-1 was your score at the break, and now the goal from Habib has made it a 3-1 affair. For, again, Sandberg goals 16 and 17 for Nowotny, it's assist number 15. And now for Habib, that is goal number 6. She moves into 3rd on the team behind Sandberg and Nowotny, who has actually 9 goals to go with her 15 assists this fall. Habib was 3rd on the team now with 6 goals, and she's got 2 assists of her own this season. 3-1 in favor of the 4th-ranked Saints. Well, Georgia College, again, was the last match out for Flagler. It was a 4-0 win at home. But prior to that, the Saints had allowed 1 goal to their opponents in 6 consecutive games. 6 consecutive matches where they surrendered just 1 goal, and of course, being undefeated, came out on the victorious side of all of those contests. 5-1 over Young Harris, 2-1 at Columbus State. That's a good win. 2-1 against home against Clayton State. 7-1 over USC Aiken at home. 2-1 in overtime at UNC Pembroke, and 9-1 at home against Eckerd. Flagler, as I mentioned, had only allowed 8 goals all season, and it had been even, 4 in the first half, 4 in the second half. But now Maybe GSW can get it back to even. We can get us goal here over the final 45. By period, Flagler's been a little stronger offensively in the second half. Your up-to-date stats would be 19 goals in the first half and now 28 in the second half. Good pressure from the Lady Hurricanes. Mendonca's the one over there, number 12. She gets a little help. And it be a throw in again for the Saints. Back to the middle. Splits the defense, but Mendonca's there to throw it away, or kick it off a defender or off of Saint and out of bounds, and now she will take the throw in. Just had our senior day on Saturday. Brenna, one of the 4 Georgia Southwestern seniors on the roster. The Saints have only allowed more than 1 goal once this season, and it was back at home on September 21st against then-ranked number 19 Rollins. Flagler came out on top of that one 3-2, but that's the most they've allowed in a match this season. And that goal in the first half by the Lady Hurricanes actually snapped a 5-match scoreless streak. Fortunately, they've been shut out again 5 consecutive times, and Flagler has added to its lead. They're getting hot now, warming up. That goal is scored by number 16, Josephine Nielsen. Flagler goal scored by number 16, Josephine Nielsen. Well, Coach Martin said the right things at halftime to fire up his Saints as they have come out on a mission. Here the first 6.5 minutes of the second half. Already have added 2 goals to their lead. And they have pulled away from the Lady Hurricanes here, looking to add to the tally, and obviously looking at some of the scores that they've put up recently. That can be done. 4-1 now, the Lady Hurricanes trail. Here's Sandberg, nice shot, nice punch by Marone to knock it over the crossbar. Well, the Lady Hurricanes, we mentioned some of the offensive leaders earlier when we introduced you to Sandberg and Rugel, but it's not all about the offensive production, right? There's some ladies that have been asked to put a lot of time on the pitch this season, so at this time we'll work our way through the GSW stat line and let you know some of the Lady Hurricanes that have seen the most playing time this season. So obviously Marone, who hasn't left the goal all season, has the team lead with in minutes played this year at 12:03. So Marone sits at 12:03, the Georgia Southwestern goalkeeper. Right behind her is the junior Laura Duran Blanco. 11:45. Number 16 not spending a whole lot of time on the bench this season. She's been asked to play almost every minute. Despite being on the back line, she has managed to get a couple shots off, and she had a couple of goals already this season as well. So Duran Blanco again up near the top of the team lead in minutes played. Right behind her is the freshman, I've called her name out a few times tonight, Emma Carter. I think I was going to say maybe Emma will come into our screen. Actually, she's going to be on the other side now this half. Carter was down in that corner right where the ball is right now most of the first half. Carter has now she's eclipsed 1,100 minutes on the pitch this season. Behind Carter, another backline specialist, and she's done a good job back there for the Lady Hurricanes. The junior, Ashlyn Baker. Again, she's eclipsed 1,100 minutes now with her time on the pitch tonight. A couple of shots for Ashlyn. She has been a starter every match of the 2019 season. So that's a look at some of the leaders and minutes played for Coach Rodriguez. GSW waiting to make a substitution here at the next opportunity. Waiting to check in for Georgia Southwestern is going to be number 21, Devin Coates, the junior from Dahlonega. 21. And substitutions for both teams, actually. Whoop. Checking in for the Lady Hurricanes is number 21, Devin Coates. And for Flagler, it's number 14, Liz Hall. That's Baker on the defensive side for the Lady Hurricanes. They made that header. Collision there, no whistle. Play on. Here comes the kick back. It'll roll to the feet of DeBell. That one is through. A chance to score a second goal. No, Marone will beat her to the ball. Habib was looking to add to her total. Well, the 4 goals surrendered tonight by Georgia Southwestern is second most of the season. Really clamped down on defense so far. Went scoreless with North Georgia, who's up near the top of the conference, right behind Flagler with 6 wins, 6-1 in conference play for the Nighthawks. That match was scoreless at the half in Dahlonega. So they've really found a way to do a better job defensively. Marone just does enough to knock it off to the side. The player is down. Slow to get up for Flagler's number 14, Liz Hall, who had just checked in a short while ago. But GSW allowed 5 goals at Middle Georgia. in their second match of the year back on September 10th. But since then, the most allowed had been 3 until tonight. Right under us here at the broadcast tower. Flagler all alone at the top of the Peach Belt Conference, since we had kind of mentioned some of the history for GSW on that front. Segue right into our Peach Belt Conference standings. The Saints is technically with a half-game lead, one up in the loss column. Flagler 6-0, 12-0 overall. North Georgia 6-1 in the Peach Belt. 10-2 overall for the Nighthawks. UNC Pembroke, who GSW has to turn around and play on Saturday morning in Pembroke, is 4-2 heading into play tonight. 9-3 overall. Young Harris 4-2, 5-6 overall. Lander 3-1-2. Georgia, we'll just go conference-wise. Lander 3-1-2. Georgia College 3-2-1. Columbus State got off to a rocky start in Peach Belt play, but is sliding back up towards 500. They're 3-4 in conference play. Clayton State 2-3-1. Francis Marion 2-4. Albany State 1-5, the one win over GSW. USC Aiken also 1-5, their one win. Was against Albany State, I believe. But anyway, USC Aiken is 1-5. GSW will play them on November 2nd. And the Lady Hurricanes, again, are 0-6 in Peach Belt play. Tonight's schedule around the conference: Clayton State is at North Georgia. That was a 5 o'clock start. Well, a PK coming up for the Saints as that one happens inside the 18, and a chance to add to the lead. Clayton State at North Georgia at 5 o'clock. Lander at UNC Pembroke at 5. Columbus State was at Albany State at 5. Georgia College, Young Harris at 6. And Francis Marion is at USC Aiken at 7. Habib is going to take the PK, it appears, trying to get her second goal of the match. Whistle blown. There's the shot. She'll go low left and scoot it inside the pipe for the score. That is, in fact, Habib's second goal of the night and her 7th of the season. 5-1 now for Flagler. Just over 28 minutes to go in this one. We've mentioned before, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, now's a great time to click that little GSW logo in the bottom right corner of your screen and join our 940 plus that we thank each and every one of you for being a part of the Surge Sports Network, our home and hub here, of course, being on our YouTube channel, GSW Athletics. But that's not the only way that you connect and follow us. Of course, we hope that you could find it in your heart to join, subscribe, friend, follow at least one preferably more, of our social media platforms, and we'll run those down for you in a moment. Kicked away. For those of you that are Facebook users, you can become one of our fans. Like us on our fan page, GSW Hurricanes. GSW Hurricanes is how you can find us on Facebook, all together, all one word. It's GSW Hurricanes. Keep that in your mind, that GSW Hurricanes, because it's not the only platform that uses that. You can follow us on Instagram as well. Same name, of course, as I mentioned, GSW Hurricanes. Lots of good stuff on there, and behind-the-scenes stuff, photos, videos, all kinds of good stuff on Instagram. So if you're an Instagram person, GSW Hurricanes is the way to go. Mentioned that our YouTube page is GSW Athletics. Well, we also use that same GSW Athletics for our handle on Twitter. GSW Athletics on Twitter. GSW Athletics is how you can follow us on Twitter. The Lady Hurricanes also have a Twitter account, GSW, I believe, _WSOC. That's how you can follow the team. Just do a search otherwise for GSW Women's Soccer. And you can follow them on Twitter. They also have an Instagram account too. So if you'd rather be connected directly to the team versus the department, or both of us, all kinds of options there. And we just rattled off all those for you. Our YouTube channel, here on our Surge Sports Network, broadcasting all of our home events, whether it's men's or women's soccer. We'll be moving inside. We've got men's and women's basketball starting in a few weeks. Baseball, softball, some GSW women's tennis in the spring as well. And we're hoping to work out the details to even broadcast our Hurricane Invitational Golf Tournament in the spring. So we'll lock in on a few holes and watch the guys come in, approach and putt it out with some information and data on all the players coming in. A couple of holes that we can locate ourselves at, and weather permitting, be the first year we get to try that. So we're hopefully, and you gotta follow us on the Surge Sports Network right here. So subscribe today. That way you can also choose to get notifications of whenever we go live. Some good fancy footwork coming from the Saints. A nice flick there. Now we'll look to get it back. Actually, she'll take the turn and the shot, but Marone with the save just inside the near post. And they'll get the whistle. Foul on the Saints.
Whenever you want, you can play next time, okay? Let's join them. Let's play, girl. Come on. Oh! That side, stop it with your right. Stop it.
Throw in coming up. Service in. Waiting for it is Dubell.
Next time it's you, okay? You need to join them. Next time, it's okay. Yeah. Watch out, Ranga. David, you don't have to start. You don't have to start, David.
Saints on the attack. Oop, nobody down there to get it, so Coates will let it roll over the goal line for a kick. Substitution number 8 is checking in for Flagler. Miss Chloe. Oh, here we go. Yep, Chloe Byrne is the one checking in for Flagler, number 8. Chloe Byrne back in the match. Annapolis, Maryland is home for Miss Byrne. Kicks is up. That one's... Whew. One-timer goes off to the right. Good attempt. That shot off the foot of... Was it? Oh, I thought it was 6. Coming in for us is number 3. The shot was from Sanchez, from Flagler. Conchi Sanchez. Checking in for the Lady Hurricanes is number 3, the freshman, Jenna Cuff, out of Dawson, Georgia. So Cuff comes in. And a sub waiting now for Flagler as well. It's Charlene Nowotny looking to get back in the match. The starter already has 1 assist in the match, looking to add to her season tally. One of the tops in Division II in that category. Inside, here's the cross, back post. Ooh, the header. Ooh, off the post. What a good attempt on that exchange. Whew. Excellent service in, and that header, a missile. Thankfully, hits the left side of the post instead of the right side of the post. Excuse me, so Nowotny gets a chance to check back in. And will come in for Habib, who had a heck of a half.
Outside here. Yes, Brenna. Keep going, Brenna. Elisa, Brenna's on. Go ahead.
Did you have a chance to put that up at halftime, that slide? No? All right, we'll do that a little bit later.
Keep going. Face it. Come on. Yes, do that. Together now. Together. Go ahead, girl. That's what you want. No service, do that. Yeah, slide out here. Slide, do that. Watch your back, Laurita. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Do that. Go ahead. Come on, do that. Jenna, help me with Elena. Come on. Yeah.
That one's going to roll out. Throw in should be coming up for the Lady Hurricanes. Peach Belt Conference cross country meets are this weekend. The championships are being held in Lumberton, North Carolina, hosted by UNC Pembroke. Todd and his crew. The communication folks stay busy that weekend. They've got football, I believe, on the road, and then hosting the conference championships in cross country, men's and women's. And then an 11 a.m. start for the women's soccer match. With GSW there. So we'll have 3 teams up in Lumberton area this weekend. Nice move by the Saints. This pass cannot squirt through. They'll reset and try it again. A couple of subs waiting to check in now for Flagler at the next opportunity. I see number 26. That was Lorena Lopez, one of the starters tonight, as well as number 2, Allie Ritter, another starter for the Saints, waiting to come back in. Oh, chance to get through. Good work by the defense. Coates there. Nice pass or through the double team. Goes for that cross. As a little farther up than the last one. Foul whistle. Can you make it 15 more minutes? Cold hands. No, I believe you. I believe you. Cold hands. Our cameraman fighting through the bitter cold. His zooming in and out fingers stiffening. But he's going to fight till the end. Thanks to our whole broadcast crew tonight. 3-person crew working hard. Top cam, low cam. And our producer all working to bring you the action tonight. Still waiting for those subs to get in for the Saints as we're dipping under 15 now. Long ball that just floats to DeBell. And an offsides is waiting for the Saints, so they let that one go through, and I'll just take the goal kick, give the Lady Hurricanes the goal kick. So now the chance for those subs. As you see them heading onto the pitch, Lopez and Ritter. They will be relieving 18 and 17, so Wexler and Brandt will come out for the Saints. Get a high five from Coach Martin and head their way back to the bench. Call it a night. It's the Lady Hurricanes that'll get whistled for the foul on that one. So it's number 3. Oh, yeah. Hannah Dolores. She was a starter as well. There's the ball off of her foot. Shot attempt. Going to go right. Good look as Nielsen looks to get at her name in the box score. The shot goes wide. So this is the final match of a 3-match homestand for the Lady Hurricanes. They got 4 more to go in the season. Ooh, that had the potential for something, but thankfully it takes a good bounce for the Lady Hurricanes. Nice hustle to kick it out. Still working hard out there as Alvarez gets to that ball. 4 matches to go in the 2019 season. 3 of them are on the road. The only home match left for the Lady Hurricanes will come 1 week from tonight against Columbus State. Columbus State comes to town, 7 o'clock the start time again for that one. So last chance to catch the Lady Hurricanes on the Surge Sports Network this season. And it comes 1 week from tonight October 30th against Columbus State. You know, the Lady Hurricanes still got a couple matches to go before they get there and a chance to do some damage in the Peach Belt Conference standings. But you know that match lingering on November 2nd at USC Aiken will be a big one for the program as they try to get a PBC win. The Pacers are 1-10 overall, 1-5 this season in conference play. So that's one that's circled on the calendar, I'm sure. But again, there's a couple to get through to get there. And GSW maybe play the role of spoiler along the way if they can. They got Pembroke this weekend. And again, Columbus State at home next week. But that November 2nd match at USC Aiken should be an interesting one. She'll turn. Quickly the defense there, tries to flick it back, but wasn't heading towards the goal at the time. Her intended target. Mendonça. And then I think that was Blanco who hit it out. GSW has a substitution. You see her checking in. That's a look at number 2, Lisbeth Cervantes, back in the match, one of the starters for the Lady Hurricanes. Number 6, Conchi Sanchez comes out for the Saints. The Saints will actually look to make a change in goal at the next opportunity. Should be Madison North. She's the other keeper that's put some time between the pipes this season for the Saints. North has 45 minutes in goal for Flagler this season. And they'll see if they can get her on here. The GSW throw in. So she'll have to wait. 45 minutes for North this season as the goalkeeper. 1 goal allowed. She has yet to have to make a save. North is a freshman from Milton, Vermont. And in fact, she will get an opportunity now to come in. So change at goalkeeper for the Saints. This is not, I take that back. This is not Madison North. This is number 32. Her first appearance of the season. Nadia Fung from Jacksonville, Florida. The freshman keeper comes on, so he's got a couple of freshman keepers to choose from, and we get a debut. A Saints debut for Nadia Fung. So she'll get about 9 minutes on the turf. Well, the outcome not, of course, what the Lady Hurricanes would hope for. Still hate to take a loss, but they are playing number 4 in the country. And, you know, the match provided a little entertainment, a little excitement. The crowd had a few moments to make some noise and cheer as the Lady Hurricanes had tied it at 1 late in the first half. 41st minute to be exact. And then, of course, looks like the Pie Hurricane went over like gangbusters. Very successful SAC, Student Athlete Advisory Committee is what that stands for. SAC event that will hopefully raise some money for, good amount of money for the Make-A-Wish. That looked like a lot of fun. And then second half hasn't quite gone the way you would hope, but the Saints definitely have that firepower, and they put it on display here in the final 45. 3 second-half goals. Most of them scored early in this half. Ooh, right between the legs. That'll give a chance here for the Saints to counter. Here's the ball through. This is going to be trouble. Marone's going to have to come up. Can she get around the shot? Nope, goal. 7-14. 7-14, so another assist for Nowotny. And the goal scored by Liz Hall, the freshman from Akron, Ohio. So I'm going to assume the way that her teammates are cheering and hugging, that in fact it is the first collegiate goal scored for Liz Hall. She's played in 10 matches, has taken 9 shots, a couple on goal, and now the freshman from Akron gets her first collegiate goal to make it a 6-1 score. And yet another assist for Nowotny. Again, a thank you to our corporate partners. You've had a chance to hear from them at the halftime break. Zaxby's, Synovus, another striking attempt. Synovus Bank, Phoebe Sumter, our medical partner, Magnolia Manor Senior Living, and Citizens Bank of Americus. All gold level corporate partners of Georgia Southwestern Athletics. Shot to the left. I mentioned we had some good news that I wanted to share as Marone goes to get that ball. Just found out today, thanks to winning their second tournament of the fall, that the GSW golf team is now ranked number 1, according to GolfStat, the GolfStat computer ranking, number 1 in the country in NCAA Division II. So congratulations to Coach Darcy Donaldson. Good things happening in the Hurricane Athletic Department. Number 1 in the country. Still got to wait for the coaches poll to come out, but from my understanding, the GolfStat's kind of the one that those in the know refer to, as it is based, again, computer ranking based off your statistics throughout the season. GolfStat says the Canes are number 1. They squeaked past Barry, who Barry actually also won their tournament this week, but Georgia Southwestern, I guess, in a little deeper field. USC Aiken, another Peach Belt Conference opponent, was in that tournament as well. Perennial power, the Pacers. But not only are the Hurricanes number 1 in the country, but Vincent Norman, who has put up crazy numbers. All indications would be this will be his 3rd Peach Belt Conference Golfer of the Week award, his 8th time to receive the award in his career on Thursday, if he is so named, because he just won his 3rd tournament of the fall. GSW has played in 4 tournaments. Norman has won 3 of them. And as a result, GolfStat also has Norman, as no surprise, the number 1 golfer in Division II. So congratulations again to Vincent, the entire GSW men's golf team, and head coach Darcy Donaldson. Under 3 to go in this one, so the Saints remain undefeated. Number 4 in the country is going to improve to 13-0. 7-0 in Peach Belt Conference play. And the crowd, boisterous, still hollering to the bitter end. They'll get the foul call there, and GSW will put it down for the free kick. Georgia Southwestern is going to dip to 3-10-1 overall. The Lady Hurricanes 0-7 in PBC play. Our next broadcast on the Surge Sports Network will actually be this Saturday when Francis Marion, nationally ranked on the men's side, comes in to take on Coach Crawford and the Hurricanes. 7 o'clock the start time on Saturday night here in Americus. Again, that's the next broadcast on the Surge Sports Network. Final 90 seconds. Still trying to get one more in. That's a good ball. The kick. That's going to get in there. Another goal for number 14. A nice pass. Nice service in and a nice finish. Wow, that was a nice exchange by the Saints. And Liz Hall gets her second goal. So she wasn't happy with collegiate goal number 1. She wanted to add to it and did so nicely. 7-1 now the score in favor of the Saints with 70 seconds left on the clock. Liz Hall, her second goal of the evening. One minute remaining in the match. 1 minute. Yeah. I don't even really want to count it down, but little feedback and static, unfortunately, in our speakers here tonight. Just awful. So we'll have to get that fixed before Saturday night. Lots of static crackling through. I think our amplifier has seen its better days. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hurricane Field tonight, we thank you for coming out and supporting the Lady Hurricanes and supporting our Student Athlete Advisory Committee and their Pie a Hurricane tonight. We appreciate the support and all the money that we were able to raise tonight for Make-A-Wish. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our next home match is on Saturday night at 7 o'clock against Francis Marion. Again, it's a men's match, men at home on Saturday against Francis Marion. 7 o'clock your start time. The next ladies' match is their home finale 1 week from tonight. 1 week from tonight against Columbus State. That's also a 7 o'clock match. And going on at the same time will be the costume game over on the softball diamond as well. Baseball and softball throwing their costumes on and having a little exhibition. Should be a lot of fun. There'll be candy involved. And you got the soccer right here. Again, that's all 1 week from tonight. 7 o'clock against Columbus State. Have a great rest of the evening. Stay warm. And we look forward to seeing you here next Wednesday. So that'll do it from Hurricane Field tonight. We'll pull up the final stats for you really quick and then sign off for this one. I say that. Let's wait, see if they get our stats up to date. But I mentioned all the records: 13-0, 6-0, and 7-0 rather in the Peach Belt Conference for Flagler. GSW 3-10-1. You see it on your screen. 0-7 in PBC play. Oh, where are we at? Where are we at? Team comparison. Oh man, just a perfect time for everything to come to an end here. Still waiting for that last goal to appear, but before then it was 27-6, so at least 28-6 in favor of the Saints in shots. 11 on goal, 5 for the Lady Hurricanes went on goal tonight. Marone made 4 saves for GSW. Flagler keepers combined for 4 saves in this one. Corner kicks 10-1 in favor of the Saints. Offsides, all 3 were infractions whistled on Flagler. Fouls, Flagler 5, GSW 6. 2-1 was the score at the half, but 4 second half goals, 2 by Liz Hall. And I believe it was 2 by Liz Hall and 2 by Habib. Rounded out well, and then this last goal as well. So there was 5 second half goals. My correction, 7-1 is the final. 2-1 was the score at the break. 5 second half goals, 2 of them being from Hall, 2 of them being from Habib. And Flagler leaves town with the Peach Belt Conference win. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. I don't know if we are gonna go forego tonight's talk with Tina post-game show. It's a little chilly. We're going to take it inside. But we thank you for tuning in and being a part of the action. Last chance to click that subscribe button. Again, the men are our next broadcast. That'll be Saturday night at 7. One more chance to catch the Lady Hurricanes 1 week from tonight. Also a 7 o'clock start against Columbus State. Thanks for tuning in. 7-1 the final in favor of the 4th-ranked Saints from Flagler College. You have been watching Georgia Southwestern State University Women's Soccer right here on the Surge Sports Network.